we have a new deal. A bipartisan group of senators struck a deal late yesterday on student loans. Now, you know that they were set to double, and they were going to be a disastrously high 6.8%. Well, don't worry. They've got a deal where in the beginning, they will be a little lower. Oh, that sounds really good, right? So you're wondering, where's this coming? Well, soon. Don't worry. They've now pegged your rates to the yield on the 10-year Treasury note, which again, temporarily is a good thing, but soon could be a very, very bad thing when interest rates go up. And in fact, it's a 1.8 percentage point above the government's cost to borrow for 10 years for students. If you're a graduate student, it's 3.8% higher, and if you're a parent, it's 4.5% higher. And as interest rates go up, so do your interest rates. So it's a possible disaster going all the way up to above 8 percentage points for students, which would be so much higher than what they're paying now. They're paying about 3.4%. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen, but it certainly could happen. Now, it's not like the government is hurting for money in this program. In fact, they're set to break a record in this fiscal year. They're gonna make $51 billion off of student loans. That's more than the most profitable company in the world, ExxonMobil, made. So the government's making a killing off these students. And basically what the Republicans said is, we want more. So, and understand that over the last 5 fiscal years, forget projections, when this actually happened, we got $120 billion from those same students for those loans, right? So we're not hurting here. And if we wanted to, could we give them a break? Of course. In fact, Elizabeth Warren suggested that we do likewise, that we say, hey, you know what? They should get the same rates, students should, as the banks do. It's almost impossible to argue against that. It was, of course, laughed out of Congress. She's saying, look, if the banks are allowed to borrow at this rate from the U.S. government, and they get this enormous special advantage, why shouldn't we do that for our own students, for our future? And everyone's like, you think that those students actually fund us? Now, what's interesting, of course, is that they literally do fund the government with all this money that they put into the government. But that's not what the politicians are talking about. They're talking about their campaigns. Students don't give to their campaigns. The banks give to their campaigns. Earlier in the week, there was a bill to lower the rate for students and have it be fixed, right, so that you don't get screwed later on, the rate being fixed, in the House. And in order to pay for that, they were going to take a little bit more from the wealthiest Americans. The Republicans were like, oh, that's a good one. Like we would help average Americans who are trying to get rich themselves and live the American dream and get an education and get opportunity, instead of helping the guys who already have all the money. You're being ridiculous. So, of course, the House rejected that. And the Democratic position was variable rates are a bad idea because they could explode on students. Guess who won? With a Democratic Senate and a Democratic president, of course, the Republicans got their way again. Joy! Wow, I didn't see that coming. I'm glad that the Democrats won the election in 2012.